Hello, and welcome back, everyone. We're here with Diva today, and thank you for joining us first off. I think a lot of people will appreciate your insight, and it's fun to do these kinds of collaborations for everybody.
Yeah, no problem. Hopefully just spreading some knowledge about different monk builds that don't involve farting on people.
It's a lofty goal, but we'll do our best, I guess. Very aggressive in that opener, and obviously diving in vastly outnumbered. You must feel there's big value there.
I think so. I think in general you want to create space for your teammates on attack, especially where you're on a life counter. It's better for you as a whale, I think, to give up one of your lives in order for your low beast to not get dove by their whales. So if you can pull their whales and their backline into you, get them to chase you. Ideally, you don't die and you stall them for like 20, 30 seconds. But I think that's generally more valuable than you being there as part of your team.
So you're about as far away from the objective as possible, and you're already occupying two, and potentially any rezzers that would come as well.
So I try to bandage kind of as soon as I'm out of range and the game will let me. I think with the shortness of the cooldown of bandage and the speed at which it heals you, even if you just get a few ticks off, it can be really, really valuable to get you back in the fight. Obviously, if you're at like 1 health, right, letting it tick for the full duration is better and you need to create some space. But generally, I try to use it even if I'm just half health, create some space, start bandaging, get right back in. Especially for a class like Monk where you have a ton of mobility to get in and out, I feel like bandage should actually be one of your most used cooldowns.
Headed into phase two, support your team on the right. Looks like they got the idol moving already. Taking advantage of the time to top your health off. Wow, you get the Imprisoned Fist off. Follow-up stun from Exploding Palm. And absolutely massive plays there. There's no way that a Shimmerlinn build could have done that.
So the one redeeming factor about Imprisoned Fist, even in its meta, is it has the fastest startup time. This is what makes it such a great follow-up to Fist of Thunder teleport. So if you queue up the Imprisoned Fist into your Fist of Thunder, it's actually undodgeable because the startup time is so fast. And so you can use the same concept for when you're coming out of Gladiator, in the same way that a Necro can go into Wraith form instantaneously, which is, you can do the same with Imprisoned Fist. You can come out of that Gladiator, and it'll be the fastest frame. It's faster than trying to dash away. It's faster than trying to do anything else. So it'll put everyone in a stun and allow you to follow with Exploding Palm or whatever else to try to turn that fight around.
Looks like your team's regrouping after a lengthy brawl there. See if you guys can give it another push. Alright, went down, but let's chat briefly about classes other than Monk. What do you think might be viable counters to Shimmer? Seems like we're seeing a rise of Barbs and Crusaders so far.
I think so. I think like binary things like being invulnerable to damage, either with Undying Rage or Conjuration of Light, those things just become naturally better as damage goes up. Like if damage became Infinity, for example, right? Both of those tools would be the best skills in the game. So I think you will see more Crusaders and more Barbs, and I think both of them got a lot of benefit from Essence Extraction. Permanent Reproach now gives 29% increased radius to Condemn, which is ridiculous. So I think those classes are going to be good. I don't think they're necessarily counters to Monk. I don't think monks actually have any hard counters right now, which is kind of ridiculous. I don't even think battle mages are anymore because the distance you can do damage from with Shimmer. So I don't necessarily think the meta is shifting for monks. I think it's more shifting due to the general increase in damage output.
looks like you guys still have a chance here. Just insane how much stronger the attack team has to be in order to have a chance at winning currently.
So I don't think this build has better control over objectives. I think what it does is it allows you to isolate outplay potential, because you can dodge a lot of shimmers, you can dodge a lot of spells with Exploding Palm. It can also stun a couple people and follow them Exploding Palm. Like, you can get a lot of triple and double kills on priority targets. But I think in terms of objective play, on defense, Shimmer's hands down the winner, right? You just go into their back line and you press the button a couple times and everyone dies. There's not much more valuable things you could do in this game other than just disrupt and stall through killing people when you're on defense. And on attack, I just don't think that in the current meta, this particular build is the best way to utilize Monk, in the sense that I don't think that it mathematically keeps up with the buffs that Shimmer got from Essence Extraction. I think the best way to play Monk is no longer as an assassin, and I think this is still an assassin build. But what is really fun about this build is you can really try to isolate their highest priority targets and their biggest threats and just try to kill them over and over again without really their team being able to support them, because the Exploding Palm gives you so many vulnerability frames.
Notice the last time you fought that Necro, you waited to use your ult until they were CC'd.
Yeah, the Monk's ult I think is the best one in the game. I don't know, maybe there's another one that I haven't given enough of a chance, but the fact that it lets you teleport to everyone and increases damage of Fist of Thunder by, like, I think it's almost 50%, is kind of ridiculous. But the one downside is that it has a massive cast time, but it does also stagger people away. So if you can lead into it with a Flying Kick or Mystic Strike or something that staggers them, it allows you to get the cast off and kind of chain CCs them, and then you can start punching them for half their health.
Well, before I miss the opportunity, Diva, thank you so much for this. There's a lot of players that will appreciate the insight you have to offer. I still get comments and thanks for the last video you were so grateful to help with. As we've mentioned, the state of the game in regard to battlegrounds is that your win rate is almost indicative of how many times you're on attack or defense, since it requires such a stacked team to win on attack in the upper bracket. This is getting intense, and since Diva is giving me the silent treatment, I fear our friendship is at risk with this match. Alright, I'm kidding. He had a meeting to attend to, but I would like to add that I've enjoyed working with others, and although I'm currently a monk, I do plan to swap to Crusader tomorrow, now that I've collected all my extractions. Having others record gameplay is allowing me to cover more than one class, and I hope that you're all enjoying the benefits of that as well. I think that the score screen sums up the issue of attack pretty well. Thanks for taking the time to watch, and have a great day.